A levels is superior to AS, or A levels is higher than AS levels. A levels is higher than AS levels. Also, A levels is also known as A2 level, A2, A2, A2 levels. A levels is also known as A2 levels. So when you have a student in grade 11, that means they're in AS level, and in A levels they're in grade 12 or year 13. Says the AS students sit for CIE exams in May, June, or February, March, or October, November. These are series that I taught you yesterday. 3 series: May, June series, or February, March series, or October, November series. May, June series, this is for students who are taking these exams for the first time. Let's say if they fail, they'll be retaking these exams in October, November. Again, remember, results come out in August. So if you have your AS student, your grade 11 student, you can ask them about their result in August, because the results come out in August, probably the middle of August, or from 10th to the mid of August, results will be coming out. February, March series, again, is for students who want to really take the exams earlier, and most Cambridge schools in India, maybe Pakistan, they have students who really take these exams a little bit earlier than other students, so they'll be taking these exams in February, March. Again, remember, AS is more like a Form 5, and A levels is more like a Form 6 level, but they take final exams in each year. In Form 5 and Form 6, you take the final exams in Form 6, the end of Form 6, but here it's different. So I want you to understand this difference. And for A-level students, they sit for exams in May, June, or March series. As a matter of fact, A-level student will be sitting this, A-level or A2 level. This is the final level of high school before they go to university. This is the final level before they go to university. So they may not have an option of repeating or retaking their exams. So it's only May, June, or March series that they have. Now let me explain to you one thing that I did not add here. Apart from these exams, apart from this series, these exams, for most of your student, if you'll be teaching a high school student, most of these students, they'll be applying to universities or colleges before they sit for their final exams. They'll be applying for university or colleges before they sit for their final exams. So that means they won't have their final exams result when they apply to colleges or to universities. They won't have their final exams result when they apply to colleges or universities. What they will use, they use what we call predicted grades, because universities want to know what you are expecting to get in your final exams. So their teachers will give them predicted grades depending on how they are doing in class. They'll predict the final exams grades. That means if your student has more, like if the teacher will predict higher grades for you, the student that you're teaching, it means you're going to have more job to do. You're going to have a hard job to do to make sure that their final grades match their predicted grades. So what happens when the final exams grades do not match the predicted grades from teachers? For some universities, they may end up not accepting this student. So if you get an admission to university with predicted grades, and then your real exams now result don't match your predicted grades, you may end up losing your admission. I know a friend who lost the admission to a very good university, Harvard. They went to Harvard. They got admission into. He got admission into Harvard, MIT, Yale, and other prestigious universities. But he missed. He was rejected at the end of the day because his final exam result diverged a lot from his predicted grades. Let's say it was predicted A's, and then he ended up getting D. So he lost his admission. With this information, if you're teaching your A-level student, you can ask them, what are your predicted grades? What did your teacher predict to you? What is a predicted grade in let's say in math, in chemistry, in physics? If they say, oh, I was predicted a C, so you know what you have to do. I was predicted an A star. I was predicted an A star. So if it's an A star, that is something like 95, I don't know, 90 to 100. That means you have a hard job to do. So it's good to have this information. I'm just trying to help you to make sure that you're not working in darkness. You're not trying to do something that you're not aware of. And you know how to really, this information is very important, especially when you're tailoring your sessions, because you know what the need is and the time limit for you to meet this need. If you know the need and you don't know the time limit, you may end up not doing a good job, right? If you have a meeting, let's say there is a conference that you have to attend in Iringa, that conference is starting in 2 days, and then you decide to take a train, and this train is going to maybe take maybe 4 days to get to Iringa, then you're probably going to miss that meeting. But you taking that train, you're heading to the right direction, but you have ignored the time, the deadline. So knowing the need and not knowing the time that you have cannot really help you. I want to bring this to your attention. When you're teaching, when you're tutoring a student, know what they're planning, know what you're preparing them for. Is this the grade? Is this student in the grade or in the level where they do final exams? Am I preparing this student for final exams? Am I preparing this student for test? When is that test coming? When is that exam coming? With this information, you will know how to pace yourself and how flexible your program is going to be. Because at the end of the day, even when we teach how to tailor your sessions, we're not going to tell you everything. We're just going to say, use this information, know this, know that, then prepare your program now, your tailored program based on this information. So it's going to be up to you now to know what to do. So time is very, very important. If you have 3 months only to help your student, be wise and know how you're going to do the 3 months. If you have more time, also be wise. This is what I say. You don't have more time. You don't have more time. Even when you feel like you have a long time, in reality, you don't really have a long time. Even when you think that you have a long time, in reality, you don't have a long time. All right. I hope you understand. So there's a question we can ask. Let's take a look at their curriculum. So Cambridge International AS and A levels develops learners' knowledge, understanding, and skills in these areas. This AS and A level, it develops the learner in these areas: in-depth subject content, the learning content, in-depth, independent thinking, applying knowledge and understanding to new as well as familiar situations, handling and evaluating different types of information source, thinking logically and presenting ordered and coherent argument, making judgment, recommendations, and decisions, presenting reasoned explanations, understanding implications, and communicating them logically and clearly, working and communicating in English. So working and communicating in English is still a priority here. So in independent thinking, I like this point, independent thinking. Don't give answers to your student. I think the whole international curriculum, it even not just this level, all levels, they encourage you not to give answers to your student, but help them think, to teach them how to think. Do not give answers. Even when you are frustrated because they're not understanding. I know tutors give answers because they get frustrated when students are not really understanding, so you end up giving answers. No, don't give answers, because we're trying to encourage and make sure that we're developing this student to think independently. We create environment for them to learn. We're creating system for them to learn. If you're a mathematics tutor, you're creating system and environment for your student to learn math. You're not giving answers. Curriculum, more about assessment here. Again, in assessment, you may expect to see local exams. They're going to have some